Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Obviously disappointed anytime you give up one run in 11 innings. It's near impossible to lose a college baseball game doing that at home, especially in a day where the wind's blowing out. So super disappointing. Just didn't put together enough at bats. Obviously happy with the job our pitchers did today. A few too many walks and an error again cost us, but obviously could pitch like that consistently. That bodes well for the season, and just disappointed in this loss. We need to grind our at bats better. Too many guys trying to hit solo home runs instead of stacking quality at bats. So disappointing day on the offensive side of the ball, but obviously an encouraging day on the mound.
Tom, any idea why it was so disappointing offensively? Was it just like they had a good weekend and thought that would carry over or something like that?
No, I mean, again, I think they saw the wind blowing out, and they tried to homer. And in college baseball, when you're trying to hit the ball, when you're trying to lift the ball out of the yard, and you got a pitching staff that knows what they're doing, they can, you're susceptible to off-speed pitches. So we flipped a lot of counts today in the pitcher's favor, and again, give credit to the Coastal pitchers. They executed.
Is there anything you can say during the game, like in the fifth inning, if you notice them doing that? Can it change, or is that just something you have to play it out and ride it out?
No, and we did. I mean, we kept saying it over and over again. They got to get behind the baseball. They got to be willing to hit the ball the other way. They got to be willing to sit on pitches. I think sometimes, college hitters are emotional and they don't want to take fastballs. They're not willing to sit in there and sit on off-speed pitches. And if, to be a college hitter, if you're not willing to sit on off-speed pitches, it might be a long season for you.
I'm assuming by the time it got to that in the top of the 12th, you ran out of options to replace Reed on the mound.
Well, we had Keener going. We had, I thought about putting Furtado in there, but he had already been hot, 2 or 3 times. So I just, a young arm that's as talented as he is, I didn't really want to get him going again. So Keener was our next guy. And, I just, I didn't expect us to walk in 3. I mean, I just didn't, Reed's a good strike thrower. I didn't see that coming in that situation. And, we didn't have anybody, ready. And the reality is, I'm looking at it saying, we didn't have a ton of options behind him. So anyway, point is that, we just I just decided to run with Reed there.
What are your thoughts on the start by Rhett?
I mean, he can't throw the ball much better than that. I mean, it was super impressive. The location, the command was good. He was throwing 3 pitches for strikes. He was, pitching backwards when he needed to. I couldn't have been more impressed with his outing. I thought that's about as good as you can throw the baseball today. So super, super happy about his outing, and sorry we couldn't get him a win. He deserved it.
On the flip side, is there concern about Teddy's first 2 appearances this season, and then to piggyback on that, what were your thoughts on what Eric Adler was able to do in getting out of the jam that kind of Teddy created?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the job Eric Adler did, I just can't say enough about that. I mean, he came in and just was electric. And Teddy, not super concerned. He had a couple pitches go against him and, got into a 3-2 count, gave up a ground ball that found a hole. And, again, probably need to make a play on the ball to left field. I mean, to me, in this win situation, I mean, that's a ball we should probably catch on most days. And again, if we get one of those first 2 outs, I mean, that whole inning goes a lot different for him. So again, obviously I wish he was throwing the ball better, but I'm not concerned. I mean, he'll be back out there on Friday.
Tom, is that the kind of start from Rhett that could get him into the weekend at some point soon?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to have to consider. Obviously, we feel really good about Shane Smith, and Shane's going to get the ball this Sunday against Notre Dame, and you will see. We'll see how Rhett feels Sunday, and we might go to him behind Shane if we need to. Shane's pitch count's not super built up yet. He's probably good for 70 or 75. So we'll need somebody behind him. We'll see how Rhett feels though.
And on this weekend, how likely is it that Notre Dame has cleared protocols and is able to come down here?
I mean, again, I think we feel pretty good about it, but again, in this world, you never know. Obviously they've got a couple, at least one or two more tests they need to perform, and so do we. So, you know, I mean, I guess in the COVID world, there's nothing certain. Nobody knows for sure they're playing until you get the call that morning that says you're good.
In addition to that, there's inclement weather scheduled pretty much the whole weekend. Has there been any talk about shuffling some of the series around as some of the other clubs have done in the state this weekend?
Yeah, again, we have turf, so we're not as worried about getting it in as some of the schools with grass fields, but certainly we've got our eye on that. I mean, you know how it is, the weather changes so often that, you know, to me, to make a decision like that on a Tuesday would be, you know, probably not prudent. But that's something, I mean, you know, they're coming in on Thursday and they come in late on Thursday. So the reality is, you know, we've got to find a way between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get in 3 games.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Red, I know it probably seems like a distant memory at this point, but how did it feel for your first start?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it was quite a bit of time ago, but no, it was awesome. Everything felt really good. Couldn't ask for much better of a first college start.
I think your parents were sitting a couple rows in front of me. How far of a drive was that for them, and what did it mean for you to have them in the stands today?
It's only like an hour, but yeah, they were both there, and then my brother also made it down. So yeah, it was really awesome having my first start and then be there. So they'll probably be at most home games.
I gotta ask about the hair. Is that just is it something that is there a meaning behind it? Is it just you haven't had a haircut in a couple of years? Like, what's the story?
Well, nah, I've had it long since like freshman year of high school, and I've always liked it. But no, it's definitely too long now. But it's hard to get a haircut these days, so I haven't been able to trim it up. Usually I keep it trimmed and groomed, but it's a little out there now.
How frustrating, I guess, was it to be throwing up those zeros and not see the Wake Forest offense do what you're kind of used already to seeing them do and giving you some run support?
I mean, that's baseball. It happens. All of our pitchers tonight did a great job. We put up like 10 zeros, I think. But, I mean, it takes both sides to win a game. So it's understandable. It's frustrating, but at the same time, we're a team. So.
What was working for you out on the mound? It seemed like you had a pretty good command of all your pitches.
Yeah, everything felt good. Command was good. My changeup was really my go-to. It seemed like hitters, it was hard for them to see, so I kept going back to that from like early or late in the counts. But fastball command felt good, so I really felt like I could throw any pitch in any count, which is the main thing that kept them kind of guessing throughout the game.
Was getting some work on the weekend helpful in you coming out and doing it tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Getting the first college outing out of the way, kind of like that one inning, settled my nerves a lot, and then I came in and so I already had some experience on the weekend, so helped a lot.
Red, do you think you earned a little bit more of a chance on the weekend with tonight's pitching performance?
I mean, I don't know. We have a lot of good guys. Even with Tony, he's hurt, but Shane does a great job on Sunday, and Will and Ryan are really good. So I'm just trying to, any way I can help is all I'm here for.
What was the feeling like for you guys coming off the field and in the locker room? I know that this is a tough one to digest, but you guys did a lot of things well that you kind of struggled with over the weekend, especially on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to take some positives from this. Pitching staff looked great. Our relievers looked great, battled in tough positions. I know our hitters didn't look as good as they usually do, but I mean, that's something that I'm sure shouldn't be an issue down the long road. So, I mean, you just got to hang your hat on the good things that we've done.
Thanks, Rhett. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rhett.
Thank you, Rhett.